Hey guys, and welcome back to another Q&A. It has been a pretty damn long time since the last Q&A, and I have no idea why. Sometimes I like to upload them, other times I just completely forget, but it's definitely something I should do more often because it's a good way for a YouTuber and their viewers to remain somewhat in touch, so I'll try to start uploading these much more frequently. With that being said though, let's go ahead and dive into the first question. How long have you been playing a warrior, and have you mained a Fury warrior forever? I've been playing a Fury Warrior for the longest time. I started playing this game in BC. I first started with a Hunter, and because at that time, my friend who got me into the game, he raided in the Burning Crusade and mained a Hunter, and I thought that his character looked really freaking epic with the gear that he had, which was from Black Temple. So I decided to follow in his footsteps because, he just looked freaking badass. But after a while though, like when I hit maybe level 20 or 30, I started having a really strong urge to play a warrior because that's just how I am in video games. I really just enjoy the meaty, plate wearing, double sword wielding, crazy ass maniac that just gets into people's faces and make their life hell. It's how I am in most video games. If a game gives me the opportunity to wear plate and dual wield swords like in Skyrim, then you know what, I'll do it. Other games like Fallout though, where you can have a melee build, I don't really like it because I prefer to shoot people in that game rather than run across a battlefield, eat like a million bullets on the way there, and by the time I can make my way to my enemy and take one swing, I'll just pretty much I'll have holes all over my body. So long answer short, yeah, I've been playing a warrior for a while. Certain times though, I have thought of switching mains, like in Wrath of the Lich King, I swapped to a Death Knight for a while, and in Mists of Pandaria, I raided on my Warlock, my Destro Warlock for a few months, but I always hop back on my warrior because you know what, I just love playing, I love being a warrior. I can't part with it. I love the transmog, I love dual wielding two big ass, two-handed weapons. No matter how good or how bad of a state that they're in, I'll always stick with my warrior. Like right now, for example, the week that I'm recording this, which is December 21st, Fury Warriors are at the second from the bottom of doing the lowest DPS according to the rankings on Warcraft logs, and I still stick with it. I carry my weight in Fury and I love the playstyle, so you know what? I'm going to stick with it. Even though I could be doing probably a lot more damage in arms, I just love Fury. I always have and I always will. But even though I love it, I'm not going to complain that it's in kind of a crappy state at the moment. And that's what annoys me, man. When there are people who just constantly complain or make videos complaining about their spec, when their class has another DPS spec that is in the middle of the pack or is at the top end of the DPS rankings. It is what it is, man. If you care so much for your numbers, and I do too, especially when I'm raiding, but if you care so much to where it outweighs your love for your spec, then swap your spec, but don't constantly make like 5 videos a week crying about the state that your spec is in. I get that it sucks, but it's just how it is. Bitching isn't going to make it any better, it's just going to annoy people. But to answer your question, man, Fury for life. I don't care if it's doing horrible or if it's doing, the best. I'm probably going to, for the most part, stay with Fury. Second question, hey Justin, do you play any other game than World of Warcraft right now, or is that the only game that you are playing? You know what, during the school year, I didn't really have a lot of time to play games while trying to balance, college and YouTube. The only thing that I could do was raid, do some Mythic Pluses throughout the week, and do Nightbane once a week. Now though, since I'm on break, I have a lot more time to myself, so yeah, I am playing some other games for the moment at the time being. Right now, I'm playing WoW, of course, and usually when I log into World of Warcraft, I just log into raid, do Karazhan, or do my world quests. But to be completely honest with you, man, World of Warcraft is starting to kind of drain me. Trying to keep on top with all of this gear and artifact grinding, it's kind of taxing. Not that I'm complaining at all though. I absolutely love Legion. There's always something to do and I love it. But I'm human, and sometimes the game does feel like a job trying to keep up with all of this stuff so that I could raid. So when this upcoming semester begins, I might take a break from raiding and focus on YouTube and school, which is really unfortunate because I enjoy raiding and I really want to raid Nighthold. But then again, you know, I could just pug Heroic. It maybe aids the first couple weeks that it's out, but with Mythic Pluses available, it makes clearing Heroics and pugs much easier because you can get your best in slot gear from there, or some really high item level gear, Titan Forge or whatever. So yeah, you know what, I don't think it'll be too difficult. I just pray that I don't really run into like horrific groups, but you know, just wish me luck when I decide to pug it. But yeah, I might stop raiding Mythic soon and just focus on clearing Heroic once a week so I can focus on other things going on in life. You know, because education is my priority, my top priority at the moment, and of course YouTube takes priority over playing a video game. Although, you know, I really do love playing World of Warcraft. But you know, sometimes you just need to sacrifice something in order to get things done. Another game that I'm starting to play is a game called Darkest Dungeon. I think Nixium actually did a review in this game in the past. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty damn sure that I saw that on my feed before. This is a game I downloaded like 2 days ago, and although this game takes a while to pretty much get used to everything, it is really damn fun, but it's also super frustrating. I highly recommend any of you guys who just, you know, want to try something different, who just want to try a different game to play in between grinding artifact power in World of Warcraft and grinding out mythic dungeons. This game is really fun, but I swear, man, it's just daring you to break your monitor sometimes because it's so frustrating, at least when you start out. I really don't know too much about the game. I'm getting the hang of it, but you know, it takes a while to get a grasp of things. There's a lot of things you need to get familiar with, a lot of things you need to get used to, and it's one of those games that you can't modify the difficulty, or at least I don't think you can. And if you die for good. That I know for sure. Those games, man, they're the best, but they're also the ones that make me prone to having a heart attack or just going outside and like, you know, punching a tree or something. Heroes of the Storm is another game that I've started playing again, although I only play this with friends really. I don't really play this alone. In WoD, I was playing this game a ton because in that expansion, you know, there really wasn't anything to do, so I had a lot of downtime during the week to just play whatever and then log on to WoW and raid on the days that I have to. But in Legion, it's much harder because there's so many things going on in the game that you have to keep up with. Time to time though, I play Heroes of the Storm with my friends, guildies, or even Kakyo and Hiru. It's really fun to play in a group and to just troll each other. So yeah, it's a fun game to play time to time. By the way guys, I'm considering recording some games with Kakyo and Hiru and maybe uploading them on this channel, like funny highlights of our matches or whatever. So you know what, tell me what you guys think of this idea, and if it gets enough people wanting it, then I'll try to make it happen. Again, if you want this to happen, comment it down below. You guys know how many stabs we take at each other during our streams, or, you know, well, when I used to stream. And also in the Chiron Man that, you know, we recorded a while ago, but that Kakyo still hasn't put out. So I think it'd be pretty fun to watch. Another game that I like playing is Grand Theft Auto 5. Ever since I got a good PC, one of the games I wanted to play was GTA because, dude, Grand Theft Auto is the shit. So I'm pretty much playing it right now, getting into the story, and I'm loving it so far. Computer's running it well. It's a good game to play when you're tired of farming artifact power but too lazy to use your brain to think when playing Darkest Dungeon. So this is a perfect game in between to log onto. It goes like this: World of Warcraft to keep up with raids, Karazhan, and artifact power, Darkest Dungeon if I want to play something different and if I actually feel like using my brain, and Grand Theft Auto if I'm feeling stupid as hell and I don't want to do anything aside from mowing people over in a car that I pretty much stole. Last and final question though for the video: what is your favorite zone in World of Warcraft and why? Mine is Unguro Crater. Unguro Crater will always hold a place in my memory because I remember, you know, taming my Devilsaur way back when there. My friend and I actually made our way out to Unguro Crater and tamed it together, so that was really cool. My favorite zone in WoW? Well, my favorite general chat zone in WoW is definitely the Old Barrens. Dude, you log into that shit or you zone into that zone and immediately you have someone already calling you a baby back bitch while two other people are arguing about a theory on how Chuck Norris started the Big Bang, and then you'd have the rest of the people in the zone shouting out sexist or racist slurs. Ah man, it was perfection. But, you know, honestly, my favorite zone is Stranglethorn Vale. I remember a week where I was like in 7th or 8th grade and I stayed home from school because it was raining. And while I was questing through Stranglethorn Vale, it was also raining in the game. It was, you know, it was pretty awesome. And, you know, I don't know, it always stuck through my mind throughout the years. Just questing through Stranglethorn Vale on my hunter, killing trolls, taming raptors, stealing raptor eggs, doing that Hemet Nessingwary quest, you know, the one where you have to like do those hunting quests or whatever, and then seeing the rain in the game while also seeing it outside my window. It was a pretty awesome memory. It's so simple, but for some reason it's always just stayed at the back of my head, and I hope it does even when WoW dies or I stop playing the game, because even though, you know, it's just such a simple memory, it's something that I do remember in my first days of playing the game. Anyways guys, that's pretty much all of the questions that I'm going to answer for this video. If you would like any of your questions to be answered, please comment them down below. I will try to make these and upload these much more often, maybe once a month, maybe even more often, but for now guys, I will see you next time.